lovely wishes. It's Holly. Welcome to Dandelion Stitches. Hey, what's up? How's it going? I hope you are all amazing. Like super duper amazing. Hey, today you've asked so politely. I'm going to do the tutorial for the scissor case. If you have never done a tutorial with me before, get comfy, because I don't hurry. I just do it. And if I make a mistake, I just go, oh, made a mistake. You're dealing with professionals here, just so you know. I wanted to just point out that I showed you, this is the original pattern size, and it fits my regular shears perfectly. But if you've got bigger ones or littler ones, I will show you how to alter the pattern. I'm showing you how to alter the pattern for a larger size, but you can also do it to make it smaller if you want to carry little somethings, little snips, little scissors. You can definitely make it smaller. So I will not carry on here. We should get on to it. These are sometimes the edit, you know what? It's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. I shouldn't apologize for something before I've even put it out there. So, but I'm not going to come back and say goodbye. So this is it. So, go on and make yourself a scissor case and enjoy the tutorial. Okay, we're going to start with what we're going to need to create this zipper pouch. Let's start with, you're going to need an outside fabric and a lining fabric. I just grabbed fat quarters. You will not use all the fat quarters. So scraps, dig through scraps, see what might be big enough. You're going to need some leftover batting. These are the scissors. They glow in wonderfulness. That I'm going to make for today, the case for this pair of scissors. You will need this pattern. Okay, let me say you don't absolutely need to have it if you're confident in your drawing skills, which you'll see later. We'll get there, but this is a good starting place. And if you're making this for a regular pair of just plain old shears, this pattern will be fine. You won't have to do any other pattern rigmarole, but I am going to show you how to make the pattern bigger for a larger pair of shears. So you will need a zipper. I always get my zippers super long with double zips, so I can use whatever length I want. You're probably going to use like, I don't know, maybe a foot of it, but this is a by any zipper. They have wider zipper tapes. They make make it much easier to sew onto whatever you're making, but you can use a dressmaking zipper. You can use whatever kind of zipper that you have got. So a friction pen might come in handy. You're gonna need something to cut with. You're going to need some scissors for paper. So these are the bad scissors. Don't use those on fabric. Don't use this on paper. You know the thing. Some tape. Scotch tape really works fine. I have none. So this was what I used. Some clips and or pins. Whatever works. If you're using a by any zipper, you honestly don't really need a zipper foot, but if you're using a regular zipper, you probably will need a zipper foot. And I believe that is everything we need to get started. Okay, two things I didn't mention. A big enough piece of paper for you to cut your pattern piece from. Now it can either be like I'm showing you here, where you can get the entire pattern on it, or you can do this way and just tape it together like it shows here. It depends on how big your shears are. So Let me just show you. These are my regular shears. Where did my pattern go? I lost it. It's hiding. Oh, there it is. Okay. So you can see that by looking at this is just confusing, isn't it? Get this out of here. When you look at the scissors here, we've got plenty of room down here, and then it, you know, gets skinnier just like the scissors. And this fits these scissors perfectly. So if I'm gonna put it for these shears, I need to stretch this out a little bit because it's, you know, but the seam allowance, and I need to make it a little bit bigger this way. This, you'll see if I try to, it's this part that's kind of a problem. So we're going to need to make it longer. So if I take the pattern and break it apart and put it on, this is like cardstock, so but what, you know, use what you got, newspaper, anything, doesn't matter. I'm trying to line up the top, but it doesn't really matter. Okay, so I've put inch and a half maybe in there. So this gives us a little more room, and I'm going to make it just a little bit longer. Okay, so this is where you need your drawing implement. So I'm going to take a ruler. Just to make sure that the top line is straight. Except the paper appears to not be straight. So we'll use the ruler. I'm just gonna draw it straight across the top. Okay. Now I'm gonna line these pieces back up against that line because that's gonna be the top. Okay. I'm noodling along with you, so now I think if I just make the whole thing I'm gonna kind of even go a little wider at the bottom. It's a pattern, it doesn't matter how snazzy your drawing. If a Parkinson's woman can do it, you can do it. Okay. Now we'll lay the scissors in. What do we think? I think we definitely have enough space here. There. This got really crazy. Okay, I think this is good. I think this is going to be my pattern. So I'm just going to remove all the pieces, take the bad scissors, Oh, sorry, that was all up in your business, wasn't it? Cardstock means business. Okay. So, if I'm lucky, it's probably a little long on this end, but we now have the pattern for the large, in my case, zipper pouch. All right, we are to the cutting portion. This is important. You know, as quilters, we're accustomed to having the fabric open and, you know, we just, in this case, while cutting this out, we need to do right sides together. So I usually just like cut a rectangle that's about the correct, and then using a friction, either I go around it that way or I just use my rotary cutter. Now, in this case, the rotary cutter would be fine because I'm probably not going to use this pattern again. But if you want to save the pattern, definitely don't use the rotary cutter because you will cut little pieces off the edges. So we're going to cut out our 4 pieces. This is the lining. We also need 2 2-inch squares. This is going to be the tabs for the zipper. This is the other side. This is the exterior. And then we need 4 pieces of batting. So let's finish cutting this one. Popular. This is not going badly. I'm not cutting off pieces of pattern yet. I'm almost done. There's hope. Oops. I think my rotary cutter needs a new blade, but that's for another day. Okay, so again, we have the outside, we have the inside, we have the zipper tabs, we have batting, we have the zipper. Now my pattern, or my case top, is 12 inches. So I cut my zipper at 11 inches so that there is room on each side for the tab and for the seam allowance. So, excuse me, oh my gosh, I have morning throat. First thing we're gonna do, however, is quilt these cute little buggers. And to do that, we're gonna take our batting. Now, you can adhere it with some 505 or some glue, or in fact, I think that's maybe what I will do. I'm gonna take the wrong side, get some glue. Flip it over and just smooth it down. Now, I'm going to go to the machine and I'm going to quilt these. I'm going to quilt all 4 of them. Now, you can do what I'm going to do and just go rogue and do whatever you want to do to quilt it. Or you can draw lines, maybe like this, and then you'll have the lines to follow, which is awesome. I'm going to use the width of my zipper foot or my presser foot to do mine, but you do whatever works for you. And just maybe for consistencies, you do all of them the same, but hey, maybe not. Maybe you want to do each one different. Good for you. So I'm going to go ahead and show you just how I'm going to quilt it for one of them, just so you kind of know what's going on. Okay, we're trying a different camera angle here. So again, I am just using the width of the presser foot to create the lines. If you want bigger lines, if you want different lines, it's all good. I do like to put my stitch length to 3 when I am top stitching like this, so that's where it's at. That's where it's at, baby. So here we go. Oh, that was way too big. Just keep in mind that this is going to be hidden, darn good thing too, isn't it? By the seam, so you won't see this edge. Okay, come on now, let's do this right. Okay. Okay, enough with the fussing. So that's it. That's what happens. And I'm going to do this with all 4 pieces, and then we'll cut them up. Okay, so now we're going to get to the fun part. So I've got the 2 exterior, the 2 liners. They're both quilted. And now I'm going to do the zipper tabs. So you're just going to take your little piece and fold it, press it, and then fold those 2. I hope you can see what I'm doing here. Fold those 2 in. So you just get a little space to put the zipper. It's much wider than the zipper, but we'll get there. And then press these. Okay. So now we're going to need some of these. And you're just going to take one side of your zipper and take one of these little tabbies and slide it on the end and kind of center it in the middle. It doesn't really matter. We're going to trim off those ends, but this just makes it easier to sew across the whole thing. And just take a clipper doop, do that. And then we're gonna do the same thing. Oh, that's not very even, is it? I'm gonna even that out just a little bit. There, that's better. It's probably not better at all. Okay, look at me. Tell me if you're even. Okay, enough fussing. Okay, so now we're gonna go to the machine and we're just gonna sew across each one of these. And you're just gonna run a little line of stitching right along that edge. This one's a little tricky because the zipper is separated in there, but if you just kind of go slow, get them all in there. There we go. So now we're going to make a sandwich. So we're going to need one of our exterior pieces and then the one of the interior that, so you're going to get this. Okay. So first thing we're going to do is cut off those tabs. You can certainly cut that little square smaller. It doesn't matter. This just, I feel like it gives me a little room to work, make a mistake if my machine decides that that's the moment that it's going to gag and choke. I've got room. So we're going to take your zipper. The right side of the zipper is the one that's got the bump on top. And we're going to turn it so that right sides are facing. So the right side of the zipper is facing the right side of your scissor pouch. And we're going to position it kind of in the middle. It's not imperative. It's just, you know, you can measure if you want, but I generally don't. And then I take a little clip and clip one end, go down to the other side. I see this one that's the one I was trying to square up. Sheesh. But it's fine. So now we're going to take the lining side and put it on top of the zipper and the exterior, making a sandwich. And now I'm going to go along the top, taking clips as I go, making sure that the zipper is at the top. Everything is aligned as good as you are able to get it. Okay, so now we're going to go back to the machine and we're going to stitch along here. About a 1/4 inch. I probably will put my zipper foot on. And we're gonna do this side of the sandwich. I'm sorry. The brain goes in and then out and then in and then out. Okay, the zipper foot and I had a misunderstanding. Mostly it misunderstood what I wanted it to do. So I just went back to the other foot and just kind of aim it for your 1/4 inch. That's what I do. So much better. You see, zipper foot, if you just cooperate, this could be you right now. Every now and then, just check and make sure you got everything the way it ought to be. Okay, you're gonna see this bump. See that there bump? That's the head, the zipper head. So we're gonna lift up. Gonna keep the needle down, but lift up the foot, and then reach on in there, and get the head and try and slide it under the zipper foot. Okay, you're ganging up on me. Come on. All right, well, we're going to do plan B. Move the zipper foot. Keep just moving it down as you go. Okay. Now, we're going to cut the thread. I'm going to flip it over. We're going to, my hand is always in the way for you, isn't it? We're going to move the zipper foot down past the zipper, you know what I mean. Now the head won't move. So all I did was turn around and come back the other way. It might have been nasty, but it did its thing. So I'm going to take it over to the iron, and I am just going to press everything down that way. And then we're going to do the exact same thing to the other side. Okay, before we do the other side of the zipper sandwich, I did pick a little tab for the side. So I'm just going to stitch that on real quick. So I don't have to think about it later. Okay, so we're taking our outside, we're laying the zipper again, right side up, right side down against the right side of your bag. And then again, just line them up. This time you can kind of line up the sides of the one that we already did. That one's hard. Come on, there we go. And then we take the lining and lay it on top, just like the last time. That one was hard. Okay, line everything up. Okay, Now we're going to do what my husband would call a sanity check. When we open this up, these two pieces are what we see. So this will be the inside, and you're looking at the back side of the zipper. Now if we flip it over this way, this is the outside of your bag, and you're looking at the outside of the zipper. So this is how you know that you got all the pieces where they ought to be, and it's time to sew the other side of the zipper in. So let's see. Fingers crossed that that helps you a little more. Alrighty. Second verse, same as the first. Right, so so I'm going to take it back over to the iron. I'm going to give it a press again, and then we will sew it around. Now, I do not top stitch, and that is a personal preference. If you want it top stitched, now would be your moment. I have never had trouble, especially when they are quilted, with it getting caught in the zipper or any of that. But like, I'm just saying, this is, excuse me. Plus, if we top stitch and we go to make we're going to sew everything together, and then you're going to have a bump there. It's not, just don't. I mean, if you do it and you just leave it off this time and you know that you don't like how it looks, then you'll know that this method's not for you. So, okay. Stop talking, start ironing. So here it is, all pressed, ready to be sewn into a bag. So this is very important. If there's one thing to not forget to do, is open up your zipper. If you keep that zipper closed, you cannot turn it right side out. It won't happen. And there will be a lot of ripping and a lot of crying, and well, at least for me it would be. But anyway, open the zipper, leave it open until such time as it's a bag. So exteriors together. Line up your oops, sorry. Oh boy. Line up your ends. Now I usually push the tabs. See that in there? There's the tab. I usually push the tab towards the outside of the bag, and then I nestle the seams here. Well, come on. Maybe I'll do these open. I don't know. However it cooperates for you, you do it. And then same thing on this side. Okay. So we are going to turn it from the inside of the lining, and this is the lining. So we're going to start sewing like right around here, and then we're going to come around and we're going to stop over here somewhere. Leave yourself enough room. I used to be like, what's the smallest I could make to get the whole thing through, and it just causes struggle and frustration, and you're just gonna stitch it together later, so is okay. And then just keep going around and around and around until you get everything clipped together.
move the camera back and forth. And you might be closer this way, and the light might be better. So, anyway, okay.
So now we're going to start by this. We've got our zipper open. We're going to do a 1/4 inch seam. I'm not using the 1/4 inch foot. You can. I'm just, it's a bag. It's not like the seams or the points have to match. All right, and I am going to back tack a little bit here just because we're going to use it, but we're going to put some stress on it. All right, we're coming up on the edge of the tab, and you can, if you put your finger in here, you can feel it. That's where the tab is. You want to try to not get any of that tab sewn into the seam, but it's okay.
Back up on the side on the zipper. And again, you can feel that bump. Just go right on past it.
Go to the other camera and turn it right side out. Okie dokie. Before we trim it, if you've got a little pair of snippies, we're just gonna snip the curves. Be really careful not to cut the seam. She is beauty, she is grace, she's Miss United States. Okay, here we go. Find your opening, reach on in there, zipper's open, so it's not a problem. Come on, go and do it. Oh, like, what am I feeling? It's the tab. Okay. Be sure before you stitch up the hole that we turned it with that you push out the curves of the exterior, because it's much more difficult to do once you've got it stitched. No, it's fine. It's good. Whew. That tab is in there good. And it won't come through. Okay, I think that's the best we can do. So now we have the opening. So I'm just going to go along, fold in the edges. Years later, I will be done. All right, and I'm just going to run it over to the machine and just stitch that up. Okay, here she is. She's good to go. If I were doing this for anything other than shears or protection over for heavier items, I would not put batting in the lining. It does make it bulkier and it makes the seams really bulky. But because you're trying to protect this very sharp and incredibly glamorous pair of shears, that's what we're doing. So in they slide, they fit beautifully. And I have this little gummy-ish bear, and I'm going to stick him on the zipper pull. Ta-da! All done. Good job. Good job. Good job. You know, I've never done anything that turned out 100% perfect. But I'm still happy. And I'm very happy with this. So there we go. Thanks for watching.